Really appreciate you agreeing to host and moderate today. Thank you very much. I'm going to check in with Joe. Joe, good morning. How are you?
Doing good. Can you guys hear me? Good morning.
We have you loud and clear. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your contribution. I see Suzanne. Good morning, Suzanne. How are you?
Good morning, Curtis. Doing great.
We appreciate you being here. Thanks for joining this morning. We've got Don up here now. Don, good morning. Quick audio check in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
We appreciate you. We've got you loud and clear. And last but certainly not least, I see Jen over here. Jen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Curtis. Hope you're doing well.
Doing amazing. We are ready for you all to rock. Jeff, I will turn it over to you. Again, thank you to our icons for sharing with this audience here. Have fun, everybody.
Thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys hanging around. We are excited. Do something a little different today. I know this ends up being a lot of usually kind of question and answer type scenario. We wanted to create a little bit of a roundtable conversation. Just amongst the five of us, we discussed a little bit just how the market's changed over the last couple months. And I mean, in the North Carolina market, I've been joking it's really been the last 6 weeks where things have just totally changed. And we want to bring you some ideas, some best practices, some strategies, and just kind of steal from each other on this stage. With you got some guys on this stage that sell a ton of real estate, and I'm excited to learn what they're doing to keep it going at that kind of high level. I've been fortunate enough to share the stage with, I think, three of the four of them before. So, Don, I think this is our first one together, isn't it?
That is correct.
So I'm looking forward to kind of hearing from you. And why don't we start out? Introduce yourself. Where are you out in California?
So my name is Don Mowry. I'm in the Rancho Cucamonga area of Southern California. It's about halfway between Los Angeles and Palm Springs, a suburban. But everything in Southern California seems to blend together from city to city. And been in real estate for over 30 years. Been a broker owner of a franchise, and I'm also a certified residential appraiser as well.
That's awesome. Are you a Dodger fan by any chance?
Angels, baby, Angels.
Okay, I'm a diehard Dodger fan on the East Coast, so it causes a lot of lack of sleep, unfortunately, but it's a lot of fun. So
yes.
Hey, what about Jen? Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about what you've got going on in Virginia.
Yes, hello guys. I am here in Northern Virginia, so it is crazy town here with the market. I've been in Virginia now going on just about 6 months. My husband's active duty military, so we just transferred over from North Carolina. So get my business going here. I have 3 listings coming up, which is super exciting with this market. I'm having, like everybody else, maybe a hard time finding houses for my buyers. Most of my buyers are VA. So again, we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But yeah, things are going good here in Northern Virginia.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, Joe, out in Washington State, catch us up with what's going on out there.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Joe Simonet. I'm here based in Olympia, Washington, which is the capital of Washington State, about 60 minutes south of Seattle, Washington, which many of you probably heard of before. Our market is crazy competitive. I mean, we see anywhere from, 5 to 10 offers all the way up to the most offers I think I've seen on a house this year is about 80 on one house. So super competitive market. I do run a small team here. I have 6 agents. I have 2 ISAs and 2 licensed assistants. So we do about, last year I think we did about 100 deals last year. We were a little bit down just from being closed because of COVID, but we should probably hopefully do more than that this year, just due to things opening back up in our market. But it's still, the demand is insane. I mostly deal with listings, so I'm very listing heavy, but we still have lots of buyer clients, so we can go over some of our tips and tricks of how we're securing properties for them in this crazy market.
No, I think that's exciting. I'm going to be interested picking your brain. We've kind of changed our conversation we've been having even with our listing clients in terms of expectations and a lot of different things. So we'll dive into some of that as we go along. Suzanne, you down in Florida, catch us up a little bit about what's going on down there.
It's crazy. It's a wild, wild west down here. I mean, we've got, for example, in Cape Coral right now, there's only 433 properties for sale. And in the last week, we've had 284 gone pending and 126 gone, sales. So you can just imagine what it's like. Multiple offers. There's a lot of new construction going on, and I happen to be repping a builder, so I've got one of the only few people with some inventory right now and getting into multiple offers on that too. But it's, we're just doing our best and trying to get through all this mess.
That's exciting. I will say this. So, quick introduction of myself, Jeff Arzonico. We're just north of Charlotte, North Carolina, up in the Lake Norman area. We run a team of 12 agents, 2 full-time licensed closing coordinators. We are seeing all the same things you guys are. We are in multiple offer situations on pretty much every property out there. We are a hotbed, much like you probably are down in Florida, with a lot of people that are moving from New Jersey, Connecticut, New York. Chicago's been a hot spot this year. I've probably done 6 to 8 California deals in the last 18 months now. So people are flooding into our state, which is just killing our inventory. I've been laughing. A lot of friends and family send me text messages saying, "Oh man, the market's so hot. Congratulations. It's great." And I'm on the other side going, "No, I think we're working harder than we've ever been working, and we're battling for every single contract." I don't know. I mean, we've been very fortunate. We've got a great start to the year, but I don't know that our numbers can stay on track with the numbers we did last year if it stays as competitive as this. What are you seeing out in California, Don? Are your numbers and projections staying on pace with last year right now?
We're pretty much at the same. Listings are very strong for me. I have 13 closing this month. It's my buyer's agents that are the ones we're having trouble getting offers accepted like everyone else. And so our projection, we wanted to do 200 sides this year, and we're not going to be on pace for that just because of the lack of inventory as well. However, I will say, interest rates did pop up a little bit this last week. I got quoted at 3.6% on a conventional, so I think that's going to bring a little bit of ease to the market. And also, I'm a very data-driven person, and so I don't know if your local association posts this, but if you look at your affordability index in your area, once your affordability index drops below 20%, that kind of signals that you've reached the peak of the market. And so my affordability index is about 22, 23%. That means 23% of the population can afford the house given today's price point.
I'm sorry, but I'm really listening strong and...
Wow, there's somebody there. I'm sorry, I got some feedback. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we still have you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard someone speaking back. So once that affordability index, that's based upon the percentage of population, based on the median price and the prevailing interest rate, drops below 20%, it pretty much signals that, we'll start seeing a change in the market conditions.
That's really interesting. I just made a note on that. I got to go see if I can look that up and find what that looks like. I'm interested, just kind of continue with what you're saying. Buyer's agents are obviously struggling. You may not be able to get to your 200 sides. Are you, however, seeing homes selling at such a high price point that your volume is staying on pace for what you were going to expect this year?
No, our volume is going to be down. We'll probably hit somewhere around 125 to 150 is what we're looking at. But we're not going to hit the 200 sides. We have lots of qualified buyers. We're writing lots of offers, but they're bidding. I just sold one 96,000 over asking price. It was $500,000. We sold it at $597,000 over asking price.
Wow. Okay. I'm hearing that story from agents across the country. I was on the phone with Elizabeth Riley in the Austin area, and she was talking about a house that she listed, $400,000 listing, which was a super aggressive number, and offers are coming in 25 to 33% over that asking price. That's a crazy number to be seen, and something we're going to have to try to figure out how to kind of keep that balanced. Hey, Jen, Northern Virginia, I'm sure you guys have a lot of interesting things going on there. What are you seeing in terms of inventory? What's that looking like there?
So yeah, our inventory right now, I mean, we have definitely less than a month's worth of inventory in most price points and ranges. And, you know, again, 20, 30 offers on houses is not uncommon. Trying to, you know, I since I moved, I have a lot of buyers. You know, I used to be pretty much, you know, had at least a little more listings. So that was, you know, easier. So moving and getting adjusted. Again, I have the 3 listings coming up, and I keep telling them, I'm like, listen, you're not going to have any issues selling. Like, don't stress. And I have a couple that are a little bit stressed about, you know, whatever. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, being on the buyer agent side as well, as like, you're going to get multiple offers. They're going to be well above what, you know, purchase price. And here in Virginia, a lot of people are offering to pay over market value. So if the appraisal comes in, you know, below what they're offering, they are, you know, agreeing to pay 20, 30, 40. I mean, there's been, you know, $60,000 above, you know, what it will appraise for. You know, again, no concessions, no even waiving home inspections or any inspections on houses here. So it is getting a little bit kind of crazy. And again, a majority of my clients are VA buyers. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of education out there for VA loans, and people automatically think that it's not a good loan, and they'd rather pick a, you know, conventional loan over, you know, over a VA loan. So having to have those discussions with, you know, my buyers and explaining the situation. You know, if they're active duty military and they're going to be moving in 3 years, you know, we just, you know, I'm kind of having that discussion with them. Is it really a good time for them to buy right now? I mean, we can't predict the future. We can't predict what the market's going to do. But, you know, if you have to go around, turn around and sell your house in 3 years, it may not be the best investment to pay, you know, $25,000, $30,000 above market value right now. So again, just having those discussions and kind of, you know, leading people. I've had a few buyers that have decided to, you know, live on base housing or rent for, you know, the next year, just to see if we get a little bit more inventory coming in and kind of ease it up just a little bit. And, you know, again, it's been a discussion. It's been a challenge. And, you know, some of them have had to actually change their loan type to conventional loan to make them more competitive.
No, I'm excited. I know we're gonna schedule a time to chat through some of that. We had that situation with a VA buyer who kind of got passed on with a great offer that they put out there. Hey, Joe, I want to throw a little curveball at you, I guess, coming from what Jen just said there about, you know, can't predict the market going forward. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts from around the country. You know, none of us have a crystal ball. I totally understand that. But what are your thoughts on this market? And again, I don't mind sharing first. I share with my clients that are moving to our area. We're seeing about 1 in 3 of our homes being sold to someone coming in from outside of the area. So when people are worried about our market potentially dipping or changing, I'm very confident that in the greater Charlotte area, Lake Norman area, we are probably 6 months to a year padded against the national market. So if the national market was to slow down or to turn, I think because of the influx of people moving to our area, our market will hold for quite some time. I think it's going to take a true market shift for our market to pull back. What are you thinking in Washington? Do you have any insight on that? Do you get asked that question often?
Yeah, so here in Washington, it's kind of interesting because if we go about an hour north of my market in Olympia, you know, the average price starts at around 600,000. So my market right now, our average price is right around 375. So that's very affordable here, and so we're very close to a military base, Joint Base Lewis McChord. It's about 15 minutes north of us, and we're in the state capital as well. So we have lots of state employment. So even, I mean, I've been in the market for 17 years, so I've been through the cycles. Even during 08 and 09, like, yeah, prices did recede some, but we weren't really affected like a lot of other markets were that just fell off a cliff. So we have kind of an interesting market where our appreciation, it's steady, but it's not just crazy. Like Seattle, I mean, it was appreciating at anywhere from 20 to 25% for many years up in that area, where we're more like anywhere between 5 to, last year we were at 10%. This year we'll probably be somewhere around 10%. So it's a pretty stable and insulated market where I'm at, because we also have a lot of people that commute up to Seattle for work or did commute. But what's very interesting with what's happening is we've kind of seen a reversal of that, meaning a lot of people that were commuting that might be in tech or state employment, we're seeing more of those people come to our markets and trying to get out of the more populated, dense areas up in the Seattle area. And their purchasing power is way greater, just because typically the salaries are going to be higher. So it's really put a strain on our market. I mean, we have less than a half a month's worth of inventory in my market. So I mean, it's highly competitive, and we have to have these conversations with the buyers ahead of time, and really just give them a lay of the land, letting them know, hey, we might have to write 8 to 12 offers just to secure a home for you. And the buyers that don't have additional cash in our markets for a low appraisal, it's very, very hard to get them in homes, but we've been able to find some creative ways to get those people in homes. So I can talk about that a little bit later. But the only thing that I really see that's will change the outcome of the market is depending on how fast rates go up. I feel if rates continue to increase to levels that we've not seen in some time, the prices are going to have to adjust for that. So I mean, I think this market is very fueled by the low rate environment. But as soon as rates start to increase to certain levels, I think prices will have to adjust. Who knows how long that will take? I mean, that could be 5 years down the road, 4 years down the road. But I think the market that we're experiencing here in my neck of the woods, I think we probably have another few years of this super aggressive, super sellers market. So we're just really preparing my team members and my buyers just kind of for the long run.
Very interesting. No, we definitely have seen the same thing with people coming to our area, coming from the Northeast, coming from California. Their buying power is definitely much higher, and it is driving our prices up. Suzanne, I guess Florida, there's an interesting one. Where are your buyers coming from? Do you have a lot of out-of-staters that are coming down your way?
Yes, actually, I've got just sold a house, cash, of course, cash transaction, just under $1 million to a couple from California. I've got two doctors from La Jolla flying in tonight, and they bought a house here on the water, sight unseen, and they're also, I mean, cash, and they think that our prices are just crazy cheap. I've got people from Minnesota, from the East Coast, all over. I mean, Utah, I just sold a house to a couple from Utah. So we're seeing people from throughout
educate them like it's a multiple counter situation. And when we sit down with them, we actually like to show them the sold prices are, the listing price, and what they actually close for. This way they can kind of see if their max budget is $600,000, that we're not looking at $600,000 homes, we're looking at $575,000 homes. And so it's setting clear expectations up front and understanding that they may have to waive their appraisal. They may have to go in and not ask for repairs, or sometimes, we're going in, if it's a super hot house, we'll actually go in with like a non-refundable deposit at a certain time and say, look, we'll go in and we'll give up 50% of the deposit after inspections, we'll release that as non-refundable. Anything we can do to get in their sense and what they feel comfortable with, and then try to align it with the market that we're dealing in.
And what about you? What are you, obviously, as you've shifted to Virginia, you're